my gosh, my snake had eggs. What do I do now?
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Steve from A Reptile I Am. Wanted to come on real quick and make a short little video about how to set up an incubation box and the rotation that you want to go through once you open your bin or look in your enclosure and see a bunch of those big, beautiful, pearly white eggs sitting under mama. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to get it done. Okay, so first things first, you're going to start with your small little container. This is like your shoebox style right here with a nice lid. Clicks on in place, okay? So I've got my box here, and then what we actually use is vermiculite, which you can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, or any place like that and go ahead and stock up on the vermiculite that you would need. Now, honestly, I don't normally measure this out directly just because I've set up enough of these that I go off of the feel. But let's see, so we've got 5 cups of the vermiculite appears to be the right amount there. Now, I do hear a lot of people say, well, here's how much water I put in, here's how much water I put in. The big thing is you're going to want to keep your eye on that no matter what you go with. So 5 cups there, and then we're going to do just shy of 2 cups of water. Reason is, what we're actually looking for is you should be able to grab that substrate and squeeze it, and a little bit of moisture come out, but you don't want to pick it up, squeeze it, and it's like a wet sock. So we don't want to see a lot of the water coming out. So all I'm doing is I'm just pouring this right in here on top of the vermiculite. And it kind of looks like sand where it's gotten wet. And then you're going to go ahead and mix it up with your hand. Now, this is the part where I'm going to have to take a little break after I get done, because just mixing this stuff up, it does get all over your hands and things like that. And there are various mediums that you can use. This is just what we're most comfortable with. And when you're done, you should be able to grab it and make like a little ball out of it. Okay? Squeeze it, and just a few drops of water came out, and we're good to go. This setup here, I'm going to keep an eye on my eggs so that I can see what the humidity level is doing around my box. If I'm not seeing what I want to see, I can always open the top and add a little bit more water. All right, so there's step 1. All right, guys, so we got our box together with our vermiculite. It's already moistened. The water I put in was already warm, so it's already kind of building its own condensation and stuff down in the bottom. So that's good to go. Now, we personally use like your easy hatch trays. So that would just push down into the substrate. And I like to push it down to where, basically I want to get it down as far as I can so that the eggs won't be sitting up on top for the next portion I'm going to show you with the cling wrap. But I also don't want the actual substrate coming through and touching. Now, with that being said, there are different ways that you can incubate your eggs, and there are people that do incubate directly on the substrate. My main reason for not wanting to do that is, if for some reason there is any mold buildup or anything that starts to happen down on your substrate, that can get on your eggs and things like that. So that's what I kind of watch for. So now we've got our box, we've got our little easy hatch tray, and I already pre-cut my cling wrap, and we're just gonna set that on the top like that and just push it down. And then it just pushes down over the edges, giving you a nice seal. Take our lid, click it down, and this box is ready to rock. Okay, so now we're to the point where we're gonna go ahead and pull this. You can see where mama's been nesting, and she is wrapped around her eggs. So we're gonna take her in, unwrap her, and show you guys the next portion. All right, so here we are. We've got mama. It looks like she did an exceptional job. Now, as you can see, she's tucking, and she's wrapped all the way around those eggs, just like a good mama. All right, guys, so we've got mama here. We have our box ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off of the the box and just peel back some of our wrap. This is the box that we just set up. And now we've got Mama. What we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly just kind of put our hand under her like this. And she's not really being defensive, so that works out good. And don't be surprised, like I was saying, if she ends up grabbing one of the eggs with her tail. What they do is they will wrap all the way around. And what I'm doing now is I'm just and I am not squeezing, but I'm making sure that all of the eggs are out. And all of the eggs are out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one, unfortunately, is going to be a boob egg. So that means that it's going to be an unfertilized egg. And that just kind of happens. It's just a slug, and that's all right. So we'll set that one off to the side. And now we've got 4 big, beautiful eggs. These are really good sized eggs right here, guys. Really nice sized egg. Looks really healthy. So now we're going to show you the next step of what you should do. Okay, guys. So I lightly pulled the eggs apart. You need to be very careful because the longer these sit, they start to really conform together to come one big mass. So with her just laying them, I was able to pull them apart. And now what we'll do is we'll candle, make sure we've got good veins, and get these in the box. Okay, so for our next portion here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hand her off to Mama, and she's gonna go ahead and start wiping down her body. We wanna wipe off every bit of the snake. And what that does is basically it takes the smell of the eggs and the overall breeding and everything out of the equation. So yeah, wiping off the entire body. And then what we did is, so this was hers. We've got our box, and this is a brand new setup, so there's no smell at all. And what that's going to do is that gives us the advantage that now Mama knows, okay, I'm back into a regular enclosure, and now it's time to start feeding, not breeding. So that's how you get them back on food quickest, guys. All right, guys. So you may have just heard me use the word candling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it off to the first lady here so that she can explain what candling is, why we do it, and why we would want to mark our eggs or whatnot. So that, I guess that was a little bit of a spoiler alert. So I'll hand this to you, and I'm going to get out of the way and go over here for the lights.
Okay. So when we do candling, we're going to take a flashlight, and we're actually going to hold the egg over the flashlight so that we can look for veins, make sure that we got good veins and everything's good. We're also going to look for where the embryo is so that we know that that side is up. So I'll have...
Alrighty.
There's those big veins right there.
Those are some good, healthy veins. And guys, it's really easy to see it. We used a bigger flashlight just so that it popped up more in the video, but you can even use a cell phone or anything like that. It's just to what degree you're going to be able to actually see them. X marks the spot.
And then in the bin we go. Okay, so now we have moved our eggs. We've candled them all. We've marked them for where the embryo is, so it's pointed towards the top. And we did get this one that is a slug or a boob egg. So we always check them just to make sure. But as you can see by looking at this one, there's no veins. So it was not a fully fertilized egg.
Not viable.
So no good.
Nope. Press and sealed and ready for the baiter. Exciting stuff, guys. There's nothing funner than when you drop eggs, especially for the first time. But probably the most recent time too. So the final thing we're going to do is we're going to do a totally good scrub out on this enclosure that Mom was in. The eggs are inside the incubator. Mama, you said it. What's the most important thing once they end up hitting that incubator?
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it, guys. You got 60 days and those babies are going to slither out. I leave that cling wrap on it the entire time until they start popping out of the egg. Now, about 40 to 45 days, I may go ahead and open the top, peel it back if I don't see very much moisture. Like I told you guys earlier, you can always add moisture. Now, whenever you would go about doing that, do not get those eggs wet. Okay, so put it along the outsides of the eggs and it will dissipate where it needs to go. So 45 days in, I might go ahead and burp the top. Don't be concerned if you see humidity build up and water build up on the outside of your tub. They do want to be 90 to 100% humidity. That's what they do. The eggs will absorb what they need. So make sure you got that all taken care of, and then it's time to just sit there and every day look inside, look inside, look inside. All right, guys, so here they are in all their glory. We've got them up inside of the incubator here. Everybody is labeled with mom, dad, the lay date, how many eggs, and whether we had any slugs or not. So super stoked and excited to see this one happen, and stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, so that's it, man. It's not brain surgery. Like I said, anybody, if you have any questions, hit up the comments below. We love hearing from everybody anyways. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and all of that cool stuff. And where can they find us on social media, Mama?
They can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, TikTok.
Or at the show, bro. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace. We're out. Thanks for watching, friends of area. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell for future content. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to the army.